Batman and Robin 23.2, aka The Court of Owls, written by James Tynion IV, art by Jorge Lucas. So this is kind of a what are they doing now, and then here's a bunch of their origin stuff. We pick up in Gotham City 1974, and there's this guy who's running into his house just freaking out, and we get this narration that basically says like, "Ah, yes, child, let me tell you the history of like what happens when people mess with the Court of Owls." So we see this guy running into his house and his wife's freaking out. It's like, "Roger, what's going on?" It's just be like, "Oh man, you don't even understand. We got to leave the city. I'm not safe." And he's like, "What are you talking about? You're literally the head of the police. How are we not safe?" And he's like, "I started an investigation into him and I shouldn't have done that. Oh, we got to go now." And he starts packing up his stuff. And then his kid comes up saying like, "Daddy, Daddy, I learned a poem in school." He's like, "Not now, son. I'm very busy." He's like, "Okay, well, I'll just tell it to you anyway." And then he says the whole thing of like, "Beware of the Court of Owls that watches all the time, blah, blah, blah." And Roger's like, "Where'd you learn that poem, kid? Where'd you learn it?" He's like, "Oh, he taught me." And then he looks up and then, oops, there's a Talon. And the Talon goes ahead and kills them. So cut to present day. We're in the middle of the Justice League is dead, this world is ours, all that stuff from Forever Evil. And we see a member of the Court of Owls talking to this tiny little child being like, "So yeah, we are basically symbiotic with Gotham. It can't exist without us, and we require it to survive." And the kid's like, "Okay, well, all those people are down there looting and breaking and burning Gotham." It's like, "Right, and we need to stop that. So me and you are going to go on a little field trip, okay?" And it's like, "Okay, well, so be it." So then we flash back to 1914. We're at the Orchard Hotel, and we see that the mayor is basically being walked through their loot room that is in there. And it's filled with gold and all these pieces and trinkets and stuff like that. And just Court of Owls guy is like, "Oh, yes, we have all this stuff here, Mayor, but we don't let the common people see." And he's like, "Oh, are you calling me a commoner?" And he's like, No, I wouldn't dream of it, Mayor. But, you were born in the Narrows and you ran on the populist ticket." And he's just like, "Ah, yes, and I believe in those stances as well, though. I do stand for something." He's like, "Right, no, we get it. Here's the thing. You are inviting the 5 national unions into Gotham tomorrow. We need you to basically listen to what they have to say and then tell them that's outrageous and kick them out of Gotham, never to return." It's like, "Why would I? I'm the one who invited them." And it's like, "Yeah, but we can't let you have unions in Gotham. That's too much. It messes with our bottom line, if you understand." And he's just like, "What? Who do you think you are?" And then at that point, he gets surrounded by like, "Who? Who? Who, you ask?" Get it? I'm doing an owl pun. So they step up to this mayor, freak him out, and then we see, he stands up to the union, says you'll never have a place in Gotham, and then he returns to the Court of Owls, and he's like, "I've done what you wanted. Please, why are you doing this?" And we see that they've put him down inside of their labyrinth to be hunted by their Talon because, he served his purpose. No use for him anymore. So we see the man and the daughter going to a freight elevator. They make their way down the building, and it's like, "This is where we all began. This is where the Court of Owls started." And the little girl's like, "This building doesn't look that old." And it's like, "No, it's changed over the years, just like we have. We've remained the same down in the foundations, but up top, we've changed our appearance numerous times. The true essence of power." So then we go to 1891 at a train station. There's this man who's a photographer talking to his woman, Mary, and he's just like, "Oh, I don't like it, Harv. You're heading off and you've let these people know that you've got this picture of the Court of Owls meeting and you're going to sell it off in Philadelphia." And it's like, "Oh, don't worry, Mary." Yes, they do speak with the same voice. "Don't worry, Mary. I'm going to be fine. You don't have nothing to worry about. I'll get you out of here just as soon as I sell off this picture. Then we'll be living the high life and I'll expose the Court of Owls for what they are." So he kisses his girl goodbye, hops on this train, and as he's hopping on the train, a noose descends through the roof of the train, hangs him up, and then we see the woman is, I guess, chloroformed and is subsequently killed. And we see a article in the Gotham Gazette saying photographer kills his wife and hangs self in the Metropolitan Terminal. So then we follow the man and the girl down some dark sewer-like tunnels, and the girl's like, "Oh, I'm still quite afraid. Is it allowed to be afraid?" And it's just like, "Ah, yes, it's perfect to feel fear because strength often comes through fear of what we don't understand." So then we cut to Gotham, the Narrows, 1862, and we get exposed to Felix Harmon, a.k.a. the Gotham Butcher, as we've seen numerous times in the book Talon, who's just gone on a massive killing spree. He's killed like 30 people here, all just tonight. And the Court of Owls guy is like, dude, you're our Talon. You're supposed to kill in secret. You are getting picked up by papers that are calling you the Gotham Butcher. Like, what the hell you doing, man? And he's like, you promised me I'd be killing people a lot, and frankly, I don't think that you've told me enough people to kill, so I'm going to take this into my own hands, and I will change the game. I'll change how this is played. And as we cut back to present day, the guys explain to the daughter of like, yeah, we had to kind of go underground for like a decade after him because he brought a bit too much attention. But regardless, we came back, and we came back stronger than ever. And he's like, oh, we always win in these stories, don't we, Papa? I was like, yes, of course we do. We're the Court of Owls. We're always there. We're always in Gotham. We always succeed. And sometimes the only way that anybody's ever going to beat us, truly, is if they tear Gotham to the ground, because we are at one, as I said, with Gotham. So anyway, they arrive down here, down at the birthplace of the Court of Owls. And he says, things in Gotham are pretty dire. Like, we might actually have the city torn to the ground, so we need to bring out our big guns. And we see this big iron door, and he's like, this is the one who started it all. And then this woman nearby, she's got a crossbow. She comes out and she's like, no. I have already killed several people from our group that have come down here trying to free him. If we free him, it will be the death of us all. So no, I will not let you do this, and I will kill you to stop you. And then we see the young girl pops out of nowhere, knife in hand, stabs this woman to death. And she's like, the woman didn't understand, did she, Papa? And it's like, no, she did not. See, the only way that we're going to be able to save Gotham, to save our place in it, is if we let him out. The first Talon. So yeah, we're gonna get the first Talon. Apparently it's gonna happen in the book Talon. So sure, I'm okay with that. I liked the idea of the Court of Owls. I think everyone did. I think the idea of the secretive society in Gotham that's been running things behind Batman's back, I think everyone was pretty much on a board with that. And then throughout the book Talon, which again, I don't dislike, I think it's a good enough book, they've been introducing more and more of these little lore facets to the Court of Owls, and I've been okay with all of them. This thing of the first Talon, like, I don't know. I feel like it's just going a bridge too far, especially with the way they describe the lore of like, oh, we've saved the corpses of all of our Talons, and only recently have we gotten the technology to bring them back to life after death. This doesn't, like, he'd be a skeleton. You literally just have a skeleton, right? Like, I can't figure any way out around that. So, I don't know. It just seems like a bridge too far for me. I do like what this particular issue does, though, of walking us through the ages and saying, like, oh, here's, like, different things they did in different times. Like, 1914s, they fought against the Unions. That makes sense. That's solid, and I'm sure that's nothing that would ever come back in American history. So, overall, I gotta say this is probably a solid, like, 7. It would have been higher if I think this last reveal would have been better. It just, I don't know, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, here's the MacGuffin, and I guess we'll deal with it eventually. It just doesn't come off as something that feels really powerful in its own right. But overall, it's still an interesting issue, so I think a 7's fair for it.